Takeoff.
It's one of the most critical and carefully monitored phases of flight. Every second matters, and every decision holds weight. Yet, for one flight, those crucial moments turned into a nightmare. This is the story of a plane that crashed inverted into the ocean just after takeoff, a tragedy that shocked the aviation world and left investigators searching for answers. The day began like any other. Passengers boarded the aircraft, excited or distracted by the routine of travel. The pilots conducted their pre-flight checks, meticulously ensuring that every system was functioning as expected. The engines roared to life, and the plane began its taxi to the runway. Everything seemed normal, but a series of events was about to unfold that would challenge even the most experienced pilots. As the aircraft accelerated down the runway, the pilots focused intently on their instruments. Airspeed indicators showed the plane gaining momentum, and the moment of rotation came. The nose lifted off the ground, and the aircraft began its ascent into the sky. But somewhere in the climb, something went terribly wrong. The artificial horizon in the cockpit, a critical tool for orientation, began showing conflicting information. The pilots, relying on their training and instruments, believed they were climbing steadily. In reality, the aircraft was tilting to one side, slowly inverting as it ascended. This disorientation, known as spatial disorientation, is a phenomenon that occurs when a pilot's perception of position and movement does not match reality. Without clear visual references, such as when flying over open water or in poor visibility, pilots rely entirely on their instruments. But what happens when those instruments fail? For the passengers, the first sign of trouble was subtle. The normal sensation of climbing into the sky gave way to an odd feeling, as if gravity itself had shifted. Overhead bins rattled, and objects began to move in unexpected ways. Some passengers may have noticed the ocean coming into view through the windows, a sight that shouldn't have been visible during the ascent. In the cockpit, the situation was rapidly deteriorating. The pilots, unaware of the plane's true orientation, were trying to correct what they thought was a stall. Alarms blared, and the stress of the moment clouded their ability to process the conflicting data. Every action they took, intended to stabilize the aircraft, only worsened the situation. Inverted and descending rapidly, the aircraft was now on a collision course with the ocean below. The pilots, battling against time, their instruments, and their own instincts, had only seconds to react. But spatial disorientation is unforgiving, and without clear understanding or accurate data, recovery becomes almost impossible. The impact was sudden and catastrophic.